So today we have Stephanie with Soderburg Roofing and Contracting as our EnGAGE speaker. They joined the chamber, I believe, just a few months ago, correct?
Yep. I think it was around May, end of May, first part of June.
All right. Well, 2020 has seemed very short, so
Yeah.
But we're happy to have you here today. If everybody could mute yourselves until the end, and then we'll take questions at the end and then also go around and network. So I will hand it off to Stephanie.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. It's really an honor to be able to, represent our company and be able to get our brand and what we're about out there to more people. And, that's what we're here for, is to help as many people as possible. So I put together a little presentation just to kind of, explain a little bit about us, talk about what we do, what we can offer, and really why we chose to set another office here in Warrensburg. So we are locally owned and operated. I have two branches, one in Colorado, which is where we originally started, and then our second location as of May here in Warrensburg. We started in Greeley, Colorado in 2013. My husband and my father-in-law and I all had a place up in Fort Collins, actually, which is where Soderburg has originated. We lived in Soderburg open space, which is on a lake, Horsetooth Reservoir, for anybody that's familiar with Colorado. And we were trying to come up with a name for a company. We wanted to start a roofing company where, we had a little bit more control and we could do the quality of work that we wanted to do that we just couldn't find working for anybody else. So it was January, the middle of winter. We decided, now's as good a time as any. And we were trying to come up with a name for Soderburg, and my husband and I have two girls, and so we knew we weren't going to be the traditional, last name and sons, because we didn't have sons, and we knew that more than likely our kids weren't going to take over our business, although that's what we had hoped, obviously. But with two girls, there's not a lot of women in this industry, and it's just not one that's sought after by women, obviously. So we were throwing around a whole bunch of different names, and I actually went to the grocery store one day and was coming home, and every day this arch here is what we would drive under to get into our neighborhood and where we were living. And for some reason it just clicked, Soderburg. And I was like, well, why don't we call it Soderburg Roofing? And when I actually got home from getting groceries, I left all the groceries in the car and I ran inside because I knew my husband and father-in-law were still talking about, work and business and what we were going to name it and all the little stuff that goes on with starting a business. And I just busted in the door and said, Soderburg Roofing, that's what we should call it. And they both looked at me like, what are you talking about? And it just kind of stuck. So that's kind of how our name came about. Everybody always asks, well, what is Soderburg? It's obviously not your last name. Where does it come from? So it's just kind of a funny story on how our name came about. Like I said, we wanted to start our own company where we could have, our work ethic, our workmanship, our craftsmanship, our ideas and our innovations. And we just couldn't find that within another company. So, Soderburg was born. And when we started, we came up with, like everybody, a vision and a mission and a culture statement. So we all knew where we were going and what we were looking for and what we wanted. And first off, we all wanted to be the #1 contractor, somebody that, when you need a contractor for a leaky roof or your gutters aren't working right, or, the little stuff on the outside of your house and you're not sure who to call, we wanted to be those people. We wanted to be those people that you could pick up the phone and say, I have a small siding repair, or my shed out back needs gutters, or whatever the case may be. And we wanted to be that roofer, that contractor. Some of our, our values have always been, we treat everybody, whether it's our employees, our sales reps, our subcontractors that work with us, like their family, because without them, we are nothing. Just like without a family, you're really nothing. You have to have that support. You have to have that friendship. You have to have, good team around you to be successful. And so we feel that if we treat, everybody, customers, our employees, our sales reps, our subs, like family, then we'll be successful. And so far it's paid off. We try to provide for the folks that work for us, whether they're subs or, salesmen or my office staff. We try to make them feel financially secure, whether that be, we help them out with a loan, or we give them advance on their pay, or, we'll help them find housing, whatever the case may be, so that they can focus on what they're supposed to do, taking care of customers, being there for our clients, and making sure that the jobs and the products that we put out are top-notch, top quality, not having to worry about, financial issues and home life and stuff like that. We try to make sure that we help in whatever way we can. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to support their entire family and buy them groceries and that kind of stuff, but I will, if they need $500 because they haven't been able to close a job for a while, I'll give them a loan for $500, not a problem. If that's going to help, relieve their stress for a week or two so that they can focus on work and really make some money, then I'm totally okay with doing that. My husband and I are always putting other people first. We always like to make sure that others are taken care of before we are, and that goes with our clients. My husband and I try to go out to every job, at least drive by, make sure, things are where they're supposed to be, people are doing what they're supposed to do. We always just try to make sure others are put first, and it seems to come around and repay itself in the end. Some of the things that we put in our culture statement, again, just deliver extraordinary customer service, be the driving force of the industry. We want to be the company that people throughout our industry look to and say, wow, they have a great culture. Their employees are fire. They put out some good content on the internet. I want to be the group that sales reps and subcontractors seek out to come work for us, because they see what we're putting out there. They see the happy clients, they see the awards that we win, and they want to be part of that winning team. My office in Colorado is a wide mix of I lovingly call it weirdness. And so we like to create a fun and weird environment within our office space so that everybody feels like they can be themselves and be their best selves. If somebody has to walk into the office and, put on dress pants and a button-up shirt, and they're used to wearing, jeans and a polo, they're not going to be comfortable. They're not going to be their best selves. They're going to be trying to pretend they're going to be somebody else when they're not. So, we have standards, but you can wear nice pants and a polo and still feel like yourself and still represent a good image. So we encourage people to, be themselves, but still follow the processes that we have put in place. We like to think outside of the box. We don't like to do and solve problems in, traditional ways. We like to make sure that things are handled. And if there's a different situation that needs taken care of, we're the company that can handle it for sure. I encourage all of my staff, my sales reps, my subs to always learn, always grow. We offer training within our industry and within our group on a once a month basis for the entire organization. I do weekly training for all of the sales reps in both places. We really try to encourage all of our sales reps to really focus on learning and, be the best that they can be. If there's a class out there that they want to take for roofing or siding or gutters or whatever the case may be, all they have to do is fill out a request and we'll send them to that class. We we try to have our salespeople know as much as possible so that they are the experts out there. There's a lot of people, a lot of companies within our industry that, you know, try to limit and dumb down their salesmen. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you need to have people that are on the street representing you, that are as smart and know the trades and know the industry the best to their abilities. And if that means that we have to send them to classes and training here and there throughout the year, I am more than happy to do that. We like to focus on being open and honest with our clients, first and foremost, with our team members, with our subs, with everybody. It's just the easiest and best way to be. When you're open and transparent and honest, people, you know, those are the people that you want to be around, people that you can trust. So we always try to be positive and work smarter and not harder. I am always trying to find the latest and greatest in products for my sales reps, for my subcontractors, for communication, just to keep track of the jobs, whatever the case may be. I love technology in this industry. It helps us immensely. We utilize on some of these products drones. For example, we do drone inspections on a lot of our roofs. I have a couple of guys back in Colorado that are afraid of heights. They don't get on ladders, they don't climb roofs, they don't do any of that. And I thought, okay, well, that shouldn't be a problem. Let's use a drone. So I have several guys in Colorado that fly drones. One of them, his name is Richard Kolkis. He's actually up for an award this year because he sold over $2 million in roofs last year using a drone. So, you know, just because you have a fear doesn't mean you can't be successful. There's lots of ways to be successful. Some of the items that we specialize in as far as roofing material, some boral tile, there's quite a bit of tile actually here in Warrensburg. This F-Wave product is a new product that came out a couple of years ago. It's a synthetic shingle that is a phenomenal product. We are an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred dealer. There's only, I believe it's 5 within Missouri in this area of a contractor with that status. And what that means is we do a large amount of volume with Owens Corning, and so we went through all of their classes and we're professionally trained to install their products, offer warranties. They stand behind us and will really help us with anything we need within the asphalt shingle world. There's luxury shingles that are just a phenomenal product. This Euro Shield is a rubberized roofing product, so it's actually made out of recycled tires. It's literally 100% hail proof. They offer, the Euro Shield company themselves will offer a warranty for this product of a 5-year labor and materials. So if for some reason, somehow this gets damaged by hail or wind, Euro Shield themselves will come out, do the inspection, and if they can't repair it, then they will replace the entire roof on their dime, with the materials and labor included. So they are pretty confident that this is a phenomenal product and they won't have to do that ever. So this is something I'm super excited to get certified to install, which we just completed. So I've put a little award out there for the first sales rep to sell a Euro Shield either in Colorado or Missouri. We'll get a $500 bonus. So, you know, it's a little bounty on who can sell the first Euro Shield. I did it with F-Wave and I had somebody sell an F-Wave within 3 hours. So it's a good way to get the sales reps to really learn about the new products, get excited about the new products, and really want to go out and teach the community about these phenomenal products so that they're more educated when the next time it hails, because it's going to hail and everybody has to replace their roof eventually. So the more our customers and homeowners know, the better. You want to be educated. Tilcor is a stone-coated seal, so it's a metal product that is sprayed with like a rhino lining product, the same type of product that people spray in the bed liners of their trucks. So this product is also, I can't say 100% hail resistant, but it is really darn close. And then these two last shingles are standard shingles that you see on any home really around town. So these are just some of the products that we specialize in for roofing. We also do windows, siding, gutters, paint, fencing, decks. I can really do anything exterior on the outside of your home. I've kind of come up with a phrase that I have a guy for that. So if you have anything exterior that needs to be fixed, from concrete, decks, fencing, metal, you name it, I have a guy for that. And if I don't, I can find one. So we try to install our roofs a little bit different. Each shingle manufacturer has specifications on how they would like shingles installed, how they meet their warranty. Across the board, we go above and beyond that. And the International Building Code states that you have to have 4 nails in the main shingle on your roof, the field shingle. We put 6 in there. That's on every roof, every product. We just put that extra 2 nails in there. And then we also put 2 extra nails in the ridge cap, which is the top of your roof. With putting these 4 extra nails total in your roof, we increase the wind rating. We just allow, you know, a better installation. A windstorm is not going to come through and rip those shingles off. And so we, you know, I'll spend the extra, and it's about an extra $200 per client that we just spend to install a better roof, so that we can offer a 5-year workmanship warranty. You know, and that covers anything that we come in and do. I will cover it for 5 years. If, you know, the paint starts chipping, or, you know, it's not, you don't like it, it's bubbling, whatever the case may be, I'm going to send somebody out to fix it, because you know, I'm going to run into you guys in the grocery store. I'm going to see you guys driving down the street. You know, we're going to be at Hibbett's at the same time. And I don't want to have to duck behind a clothes rack and go, oh my God, I hope they're not mad at me. I hope I did a good job. I want to know that I can look you in your face and say, I stand behind my product. I know my crews did a good job. And if I didn't, then you'll see my face on your property, and we're going to make sure that we get it right. A couple of the groups that I'm involved in, I'm in the National Women in Roofing. There's not very many of us in that group. I think there's probably 5,000 total nationwide. Something that we like to do in this group is try to, you know, get the word out that women can be in this industry. We can be very successful in this industry, and it will take care of your family greatly. You will have to work hard, but it's not like anything else in the world. But it is a growing industry for women. This year, we just recently were won the Best Roofer and Best Customer Service of Greeley 2020. This award is voted on by the community, so it's put on by our local newspaper, kind of like the Best of Berg. And this year, we actually won it for 2 categories for 2020. So I was super proud of our team. We've also won Best of Fort Collins for 2 consecutive years, which is pretty hard to accomplish. Fort Collins is one of the harder cities to work in within our Colorado area. And so we were really honored to be honest, shocked and honored to win both of these back-to-back these last couple of years. These are just a couple of letters of good standing, again, like from OC Platinum, and one of our suppliers, ABC Supply, is one of the largest supply companies within our industry. And we've had an account in good standing with them for about 7-8 years, I think. Which is pretty hard to do. It means we can order a high volume of material and pay that account off monthly, which is not really easy to do in this industry. My slide didn't pop up for some reason, but that's supposed to be my Greeley Chamber of Commerce certificate. And then I'm also a member, obviously, here in Warrensburg and Holden. Something else that we're super proud of, we have an A+ rating with the BBB here in Warrensburg and in Colorado, which is not easy to accomplish in 2 locations. We also have a 4.9 star review on Facebook, and our review on Google is, I believe, at 4.8 right now. So we're really, you know, out there doing what we preach, you know, giving great customer service, taking care of our homeowners. And it's really an awesome feeling to see all the happy people that we're helping. Just a couple of pictures of the projects that we've accomplished in Colorado. This one is actually in Wyoming. This is in the mountains up in Colorado, a big log cabin. So this is a dome project that we did, which is quite meticulous. Each triangle is independently installed. So you start from the bottom and you work your way up, and then they have to move to the next triangle and to the next triangle and to the next triangle. And so this actual dome was the first one that we've ever completed. And it was one that I actually sold. And my roofing crew was not very excited when they walked up on the job of that. I had no idea how meticulous and tedious it was at the time. That was when I was selling roofs back in the day. And I was just excited. I thought it was a beautiful roof. It was going to be really cool. I had no idea the complexity of the project at the time. And so when I told the roofing crew what they were working with, man, they were not very excited. These are some of the commercial projects that we are working on, that we've completed. This is a complete downtown renovation that we're working on with the city of Black Hawk, which is a gaming community in the mountains of Colorado. And we're actually doing, they're remodeling and revamping, saving historical buildings, and creating a place for, you know, folks to come and hang out. They're going to have events and stuff in here. So we're redoing the roofs on, I think it's 15 different buildings up there. We can do anything agricultural. This is flat roofing, restaurants, churches, anything metal. So we have a wide array of stuff that we can tackle and handle for sure. Really, there's no project that's too big or too small for us. You know, I'll fix a 2-square shed. I'll put gutters on 50 feet of house, you know, whatever the case may be. There's nothing that's too small or too big, really. These are just some of the community support items that we're involved in, both in Colorado and here in Missouri. Voodoo Cheer is one that I sponsor here. We did backpacks for school kids in Knob. I'm a sponsor for a race car here. We did Paint the Town Red, you know, just really whatever we can do to support the community, be involved. The American Legion in Colorado, we did the roof on their project, and they needed some siding. They were taken advantage of by a horrible contractor before us, and they needed help with getting some siding repaired. And so we actually did a fundraiser for them, and were able to raise $100,000 for them to be able to get their siding fixed and repaired and replaced the way that it was supposed to be done in the first place. So that was something that we were really proud about and excited to be able to help them. Our kids go to school in Eaton. It's a small town about 8 minutes from where we live in Colorado. So we're big sponsors. I have 2 seniors I have a senior and a sophomore this year. So we're really involved in the schools with supporting them and the fundraisers and that kind of good stuff. So that's really all I had. Some of our contact information. There's always somebody that's available. our 2 Missouri office numbers, our Colorado number. So any questions for me? I think I've covered everything I wanted to. I hope I've kind of put it out there with what we're about. We're excited to be here.
So if you do have a question, if you want to raise your hand, I see one person already. So let me go down. John, if you want to ask your question, you're welcome to.
Yeah, tell me a little more about the F-Wave product.
F-Wave is a synthetic shingle that was introduced, I believe it was about 4 years
louder,
ago.
please?
Yep, absolutely. It was introduced about 4 years ago. It's a synthetic shingle. And what happens when a hailstone actually hits that shingle, after the sun comes out after a storm, that shingle will actually heal itself. So that impression that was made by the hailstone, the shingle will get warm and it will actually heal that divot that was made within the shingle, making it pretty much, hail resistant. So it's a phenomenal product.
How does it compare with the asphalt products?
It's a much better product, much better than asphalt.
Much better product?
Yes,
and
sir.
Other than healing itself from hail, why is it a much better product?
It'll last longer. There's no granules on it, so the granules won't fall off over time. Every time it rains, granules get washed off of your roof. Every time it snows, the snow takes granules off your roof. This product is set to last 50 years, and I can see it lasting 50 years for sure.
I noticed your products are all highly rated. Owens Corning, for example, the last Consumer Reports rated it in the top 10 on three of their things that you offer. So
yes, sir. Owens Corning is a great product. There is an Owens Corning product in every person on this call's home right now. The insulation within your refrigerators, the insulation within your dishwashers. Owens Corning produces a large amount of products, and they do it well in every product. Asphalt shingles just happens to be one of their really good products. And we've,
do you have an
we've
office location, Stephanie?
Yes, sir, we do. It's on Gay Street in Warrensburg, 123 East Gay Street, and we're in Suite A3.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. And I do have material in the office for the F-Wave product.
Yes, that's why I was asking.
Yep. So, and we have samples of those F-Wave shingles in the office. So definitely stop by and take a look for sure.
All right. I'm going to scroll down. If you have a question, raise your hand. Anybody? Okay, Chelsea, you can unmute yourself to ask your question.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
What made you guys come to Warrensburg? Because Colorado is much different than Missouri.
It definitely is. It definitely is. My husband actually grew up in Knob-Noster, Warrensburg area. So my father-in-law was on the base. He went to UCM, and so this is his hometown, and it was something that was, kind of a dream of his when we started. Colorado is a hail market that is unlike any other in the industry. It hails literally 5 times a year out there within 50 miles of my location. So I have a continuous stream of work for as long as I want it. So when we were, that's why we decided to start in Colorado. And then when we were able to, he's always wanted to come back home and be able to help the community at home. And so we, funny enough, decided to take the leap during the Corona time and made the jump and moved here. And it's been nothing but amazing. So it's been a good move for sure.
Yay, well, welcome back.
Thanks.
All right, I'll scroll back down one more time. If you have a question, raise your hand. All good? So I was going to ask one question. You said you made the leap during COVID. Has that impacted you guys much, or how has that impacted you?
Truthfully, it really hasn't. We have had the technology in place where we can do really everything that we need to do as far as inspections, taking photos. We can do that without contacting a client. I've done many projects via email where I've never even seen the client face to face. It's all been email. We've signed all of our documents. The CRM system that we use, I can send documents to the homeowner and they can sign them, right on their computer. So we can do literally everything virtual already. So that kind of was an advantage for us. We were already in place to do the no contact or the contactless inspections and communications and that kind of stuff. And with people being at home, they, were sitting there for a while and they really now had the time to notice the roof was leaking or notice they needed to have the siding fixed. And so they had the time and the opportunity to call us and we could take care of it because really there wasn't anything else to do. So it has actually kind of worked in our advantage. So.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Stephanie, for presenting today.
Absolutely.
Again,
thanks for having me.
Of course. I'll be posting the recording, so I will turn that off now.